Show you for a fact that when it struck me, my knees, I could bend only till here. Only till here. Today, on its own, and if I pull it, maybe I can go further with a little stress.
Namaskar, I am Dr. Pankaj Naram, and today let me share with you a very powerful ancient secrets about rheumatoid arthritis, and especially when there is a problem of autoimmune. Now, whenever there is a question or a problem of autoimmune and rheumatoid arthritis, the modern system says, the world says that it cannot be reversed. True. And another truth that ancient secret says, my master said when he was 115 years old, with my mother who was not able to walk, toilet, bathroom in the bed. And my master told me some ancient formulas, ancient secrets which changed my mother's life forever. She was 60, she was not able to walk, but she lived up to 90. At the age of 82, she went to Himalaya. So those secrets I have tried and tasted on this great man with his permission. I met him a couple of months ago with a great woman who is a great thinker, who is a great speaker on Tata Sky. So she told me that you have to help this Zico, no? Zico, how to say? Zico. And she insisted me that I have to go and help. And then I always know that when people are intellectual like him, they always think that how it is possible to reverse or change. But then today I am feeling so happy. I feel I have got a Nobel Prize. I have knowledge, I have secrets, but then somebody has to apply. So that applied knowledge, but somebody has to do. So the great thing, if you have got rheumatoid arthritis, if you want to reverse that, and if you want to fight your autoimmune and reverse it, then you have to make him a teacher, follow him religiously, follow that discipline, follow and create that faith. Then the results of Zico can come. Otherwise not possible. So there are some simple home remedies, herbal remedies, diet, lifestyle, everything I'm going to share with you.
Hello, my name is Zico Ray and I'm a media professional. I'm 34 years old and I would like to share a story with all of you all. So when I was detected with rheumatoid arthritis, I was only 21 years old. I was at the prime of my youth, doing my graduation. I was also a sports person. I was a professional cricketer. So life was absolutely fine. Till one day I realized that I was finding it difficult to get up. My knees were hurting. There was a point of time when these knees will actually produce sound and I couldn't even fold them. Initially I thought maybe it's just some sports related injury and I did not pay much attention to it. Till one day I realized that my fingers are also swollen. And that is when I went to a doctor and they confirmed that this is rheumatoid arthritis. A lot of doctors said that this is too early for somebody to have RA, but well, I believe I was the chosen one. I had it. There were no two ways about it. One thing that happened with me when I was detected with RA is that my RA blood test is negative. It's still negative even after 14 years. So clearly the doctors were in two minds whether I should be put on steroids, whether I cannot be put on steroids, and I lost quite some time in that process. And thus I acquired certain deformities. These are the deformities that I have in my fingers. These are called swan neck deformities. Probably a lot of you would have seen this, would understand this. So I can't move these joints and I have these joint restrictions right from my first vertebra till my toe. I have joint deformities, but primarily they are seen in my fingers because they are the smallest joints, and that is what gets affected first. That's one part of the story. So of course I was put on steroids. I was on steroids for 8 years. When I was struck with rheumatoid arthritis, I was almost on wheelchair. I couldn't walk. I still remember phases wherein I was completely bedridden, and my mom would just, if this is the bed, my mom would just pick me up, make me rest, make me use this as the backrest, feed me, and then again put me back to sleep. So really difficult times for me, for my family. I'm the only child. So my parents, obviously they had a lot of mental trauma to see their only child in this kind of disease. Again, rheumatoid arthritis is not something that's pretty common. You don't see such patients in and around, so there is some lack of awareness, there is some lack of understanding about how the disease works. Of course, it's an autoimmune disorder. A lot of doctors would have told you that it's a progressive disorder. It means you cannot reverse it, is what is told. So yeah, so I was on steroids, and I was on steroids for about 12 years. Then coming off those steroids was another task. It took me about 2 years of detox procedures to help me come off those steroids. But thanks to my parents, who were mentally very strong, they kept me going. They never let me go bedridden. So yes, I was bedridden for about 1.5 years, but then once I started, my life was on. But of course, a lot of things changed. I couldn't open a bottle on my own. I couldn't eat things on my own. I couldn't lift up my bags on my own. I would always need somebody to help me with that, and then I could take it on my shoulders. Shoulders were the strongest. Rest all joints were completely damaged because of rheumatoid arthritis. So yeah, that's how life kept on going. At times the disease would be ahead of me, at times I would be ahead of the disease. It's a catch-22 situation between me and the disease. That's what happens with rheumatoid arthritis. Painful situations. I can't stand for long, can't sit for long. Even when I'm sleeping, if I'm sleeping on one side, immediately that shoulder would get blocked, and I would have to immediately wake up. That in turn led to insomnia. I practically sleep only 4 hours a day. I'm sure all of you are going through similar kind of situation in pockets, or maybe even more grave situations, or even more unbearable pain than what I have gone through. And then came a phase in life wherein I was introduced to Dr. Pankaj Naram, who is known to be and who has ancient healing methods, who suggests home remedies, who suggests various herbs that could probably help our body recover. Now, honestly, in my 14 years of rheumatoid arthritis, I have been a guinea pig multiple times. I'm sure even you would have been, with a lot of doctors claiming this, claiming that, alternative therapy, so on and so forth. But this was one time when I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. Let's see. Ultimately, it's home remedies, it is herbs, so they're not going to damage my body. If at all they do not help me, at least they'll not damage my body. So I thought maybe I should give it a try. And I would specifically like to narrate my first experience with him. I met him, and I was just about to tell, that's what you do, right? You meet a doctor, you tell the doctor what is your problem. So I was just about to, doctor, this is what, and he said, hold on, I don't need to know anything. You just keep quiet. I will tell you what is wrong with you. I said, okay, that has never happened before. I sat in front of him. He checked my pulse, okay? I still remember that visual very clearly. His eyes were closed, he's checking my pulse, and I am wondering in my mind, is this for real? I mean, will I really get a solution here? I started doubting myself. Let me be very honest about it. And in the next 15 seconds, Dr. Naram started narrating incidences that would have probably happened with me in the last 12, 14 years. He asked me, do you feel pain in your knee joints? Is this the joint most affected? You cannot sleep, so on and so forth. Mind you, I hadn't told him that I have a history of rheumatoid arthritis. I did not utter a word. Even before I could, he had said, just shut up, I'll tell you what is wrong with you. He didn't use those words. He's a very kind man. But yeah, that's what he meant, that, you don't have to say anything, I'll tell you. And he practically told me the various other ailments that my body has. And he said, he did not give me a false hope. Let me tell this to you. He never said, I'll cure you completely. He never said, I'm going to give you medication. He never said that. He said, let's try. I know how autoimmune diseases work. Let's try some herbs. Let's try some home remedies. Let's see how you progress. Because he was very clear about one thing, that it is not just what we take, it's also about our attitude. Do I have an open mind when I'm taking those those herbs, when I'm taking those home remedies, is my mind open to those ancient healing methods? I went in with an open mind, and when he told me that let's try, that is when I knew that, okay, here is a genuine man, because he is not claiming that I'll cure you. He said, let's try. I said, okay, let's try. And then I started taking all the home remedies that he had suggested, the herbs that he had suggested. He also suggested a lot of dietary changes. I couldn't, kind of adhere to those dietary changes because I have thanks to my profession, my lifestyle is pretty much erratic, so I couldn't restrict to those, and therefore I started again doubting myself because I'm not following everything that he said. Will this actually help me? Believe you me, 2 months of taking the herbs and the ancient healing methods that he had suggested, 2 months, I started working out, something that I hadn't done in the last 14 years. I couldn't even walk straight, but here I was in the gym, slowly and steadily. No, it didn't happen on day one, but slowly and steadily over a period of the next 3 months, I was going full throttle, working out 1.5 hours every week, lifting weights, doing about 1.5 hours of cardio at least twice a week. I couldn't imagine that. I had never walked more than half an hour since rheumatoid arthritis struck me. It was impossible to walk because my ankle would get swollen. It would start aching. I couldn't even fold my ankles. I lost this movement. That is how much it would be sore. But since I started following everything that Dr. Naram advised, there has been a huge improvement. If I have to compare the improvement that I have seen in my body in the last 14 years and the improvement that I have seen in the last 6 months, during which I was following whatever Dr. Naram told me, I have to say that I have never felt so much of stamina, so much of energy in my muscles, in my joints. If you are a rheumatoid arthritis patient, you exactly understand the joint pain. And we are always so tenacious. We are not very sure if I'll be able to stand, if my knees will be taking my load, if my hips will be able to take that load. I can show you for a fact that when it struck me, my knees, I could bend only till here. Only till here. Today, on its own, and if I pull it, maybe I can go further with a little stress. I'm so much more sure about lifting weights, about my body movements. They're much more in sync than what it was. It's often said that when you have rheumatoid arthritis, because your joints and muscles both get affected, your body balance tends to go haywire. It happened with me. Maybe it is happening with you also. But I can tell you that I've regained my body balance thanks to the strength that my muscles and joints have acquired over the last 6 months. I wouldn't say that all of this credit goes to Dr. Naram, but I have to admit that a major part of this goes to him, because I did not feel like this any day in the last 14 years as I felt in the last 6 months. So yes, it helps. And if you want the same thing to happen to you, you have to have an open mind. I know all of us feel like guinea pigs at a certain point of time, because a lot of doctors have advised a lot of different things. We've undergone surgeries, we've undergone corrective surgeries, we've taken steroids and all of that. There have been side effects. But give yourself another chance. Don't do it because I'm saying it. Give yourself another chance. Try these methods once and try them with your full dedication. And I am pretty sure that you will see improvement. I'm not saying you'll get cured. It will take time. I completely understand that for something that I've been suffering for 14 years, I can't expect it to vanish from my body in just a year. It will take time. The body will have to heal itself. But you'll have to give yourself that time. Give yourself that chance. And the name of that chance is Dr. Pankaj Naram. If you are under the right kind of advice, right kind of healing process, nothing looks impossible. Because at that moment, when you're actually working out, if you have this at the back of your mind, that what you're doing now is not treating a disease, It is healing your body. There are two different things. It is very important for us to understand that treating a disease, because disease is localized. It is not your body which is diseased. Probably, you have a cut here or you have a sore throat, then it is only healing that much. But healing your body is a different thing altogether, because when your body heals, a lot of other things also start improving. And I think one of the important aspects that Dr. Naram did with me or helped me with is healing my body.
And I feel so happy, so content. And that is the power which I get when people like him get better. What is the real result when it comes? When people start getting healing deeper and deeper. If you have got same problem or similar problem, you can start a very simple home remedy like haldi powder. Haldi means turmeric powder half teaspoon, ginger powder quarter teaspoon, methi fenugreek about half teaspoon, cinnamon powder quarter teaspoon, cow's ghee 1 teaspoon. Mix everything together. And if the pain is too much, then you can also add 2 or 3 petals of saffron. Then the pain also starts reducing. Mix everything and you can take it first thing in the morning. And then comes castor oil, very powerful. Castor oil 1 to 1.5 teaspoon, and then cinnamon powder, ginger powder also helps in this situation. And then there are some very special things. Autoimmune formula, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. And then there is also another formula, joint secret formula. Wonderful result comes. And then there is vibrant detox formula, detox secret, that can help to release the toxins from within. And then comes diet, then lifestyle, and being positive like him. And anyone who has got autoimmune, and if you want to create an immunity, you take your left hand, in this you press here in between, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anyone who has a problem, and if you press here, you will find some little pain, and then continue there. Maybe you are catching here, maybe no pain, no here, but then here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have given this murmur to my mother, to him, and thousands of people, and then they have come out and said, we feel good. So there are many murmurs, but I am sharing with this, which anybody can do after looking at this video.
If I just can say this, you want to come out of that pain that rheumatoid arthritis causes. If you want to give yourself another chance, just follow the simple things that he suggested right here. You will see the results.